Hello, carpet cleaning world, and welcome to the Tuesday night Revolution show. And tonight we have a very special guest. This is Sammy Sales from Steam Action Truck Mounts. And let me tell you something. I was just talking, shooting the breeze with Sammy for a few minutes before we got started. You need to listen to this guy. This is a wealth of knowledge. Now, all of you veterans that have your opinions, I ask you nicely, do not make me come outside of myself and dismiss you. Please allow Sammy to educate us about his truck mounts. He sells beginner truck mounts all the way up to the truck mounts that can carry you can use 4 to 6 wands on for like 90 grand. It makes the Aero Tech look like a baby. So all I'm saying to you is, please give Sammy Sales the respect. He sells the truck mounts, not you. Yes, you can have your opinion, but keep it decent, keep it pleasant, or else I'm going to have to bounce you. Now, without further ado, we have Sammy Sales, and Sammy owns Steam Action Truck Mounts outside, I think it's Kansas City. With you might have heard of his father. His father is another gentleman like myself that likes to sell cleaning for health. Now I know a lot of you guys don't like that, but it doesn't matter. It's true. By the time you wait for a carpet to get dirty, it no longer needs to be cleaned. It needs to be restored. So you want to try to edge clean. That's my token word there. You want to try to edge clean your clients while you're cleaning. So first of all, they'll use you more often, but they'll understand that cleaning for health is the purpose of why they really should be getting the second largest filter in their home clean. Sammy Sales, everyone. A stand for applause. Hey, Sam.
Hey, nice to meet you guys. It's glad to be on the show with you. Tell you a little bit about our equipment, and the things. I actually grew up around the shop. I've been there since I was a baby. I've watched my father build them. He's been in the business for almost 60 years now. He started back in 1974, and he built his first truck mount. It just didn't have any heat exchangers or anything. It was just a motor and blower. Pretty close to the way we build them today. But now he went to college and learned how to do heat exchangers. He actually has a patent on the heat exchangers and how the whole truck mount setup works. We went through the years, and we just don't build anything that's not high quality. We use everything to the highest ability to try to make things last a lifetime. We build them in there. We use the highest parts, like the Kohler engines. We chose them because they stand behind us. That engine has been completely certified for our machine. The same thing with Honda, the same thing with Kubota. Every one of our machines is put together, and then we have engineers from that engine manufacturer, from that blower manufacturer, from that pump manufacturer. They all come out to the shop, and we go through everything with them. I mean, I just had an engineer out to the shop the other day on a new machine we're putting together. And I mean, they put it through the ringer. We hold it at 18 inches of vacuum and run it steady for 4 hours. Just to show you guys, they want to abuse it because they want to make sure that it's going to hit. So that's a little bit about it. We use all stainless steel so that you don't have to worry about rusted frames. Most of our components we put together with heavy duty parts, like the couplers. We balance the whole drive setup so that you don't have the vibrations. We do have one belt that runs the pump. We've gotten rid of 90% of our high pressure hoses that have hot water. We run all stainless steel tubing that's high tensile steel, and we just build them to last a lifetime.
Wow. You know what? Sammy, I know you're talking to a lot of guys that have knowledge and know a little bit about truck mounts and things like that. But in the carpet cleaning world, since unfortunately the pandemic has came upon us, so many businesses such as restaurants, hot dog vendors and things like that have shut down, and they are coming in by the drones into the cleaning industry. And so I just wanted you to kind of touch base. Like, you have so many versions. Oh, you don't need a truck mount. You can use a portable. You don't need a portable. You can use a CRB. Well, you can, there's a different type of cleaning, in my opinion, for different types of rugs and different types of things. But if you are running a residential to light commercial to high commercial carpet cleaning business, you need or you want to graduate to a truck mount. Now, I'm not saying that you can't dress your portable up. Yeah, there's all types of diesel heaters now, propane heaters now, little giants that you can buy and hook up. You got to buy a generator. I mean, when you think about the cost of a generator, a decent generator, the portable itself, if it has dual or three-stage vacuums on it, and if it has any type of pressure, at least 500 psi, you are still spending somewhere in the nature of $10,000 to $12,000 if you're buying decent equipment there.
Mm-hmm.
But why do you want to be a mechanic when you chose to be a carpet cleaner? So you have to understand, when you take a portable because you think it's easier or you don't want to waste this or waste that, when you buy a propane heater or a diesel heater, that's about a decent one. You need at least a LP3 little giant or something like that can handle the water flow. I know you guys are like, what are you talking about right now? But see, when you get into it, you don't want to buy a little giant heater that's cheap, the one that's $1,200. Oh, I can get away with it. I got a heat. No, you have to have the heat that can keep up with the water flow. So you have to understand that. So you want like a LP3 or something that can keep up with it. So that's what, about 1,800 to 2,000. The generator's about, if you buy a decent generator, that's about 500 or 600 at least. And then you got the portable. Well, portables today, a decent portable is what, like $3,800 to $4,000. And so but then you have to hook all this up. You have to plug everything up in your truck. It's just, guys, ladies, if you're going to go that far, why not get an entry-level truck mount? And Sammy here is going to tell you why you would want to get a truck mount. And we're not just talking about for quickness. I understand the truck mount, you can do it a lot quicker, but that's not the only reason. What about the professionalism? Like I don't care if you have the most highest power portable, when you push a portable in someone's home, that kind of and then you got the guy across the street cleaning Miss Johnson's house, and he just drug hoses out the truck, and you hear this loud machine going, rrr, 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 and you just like, well, what is this guy doing over here that Miss Johnson is? And then she starts, oh, hi, well, Roger, what's that guy doing over there that you're not doing over here? So now I got to tell a bald-faced lie. Oh, well, he's just speeding through and he's wetting up all the carpet. See, I'm going to come in and I'm going to take my time and I'm going to listen, save all that. I understand if you're there right now, that's okay, because you want to grow. Sammy, talk to us.
So there's a couple things you hit right there. One thing, no matter what you guys do to clean carpets, do it to your fullest ability. I had a friend that was bonnet cleaning. He come to me and said, I'm cleaning carpets. I said, what kind of truck mount you got? He said, truck mount? I got this buffer. We go in there, it sprays a little mist water down, it cleans it. And he said, I'd never believe how clean it comes. I said, well, first of all, I'm proud of you.
Right.
You believe in what you're doing. That's the number one thing in business. Second thing I told him, I said, let me put some dry shampoo in your hair and you can't wash it out.
Huh.
He said, you got me. I don't know what to tell you on that one, but you got me. So then we got talking about truck mounts and everything. And, I grew up with the guy. He knew what I had. So he come out to the shop and we're showing him around. He goes, all right, it's time. I need to graduate. I need to step up. So now, he does have a truck mount. He makes very good money doing it. But it took the key thing. He had to believe in himself. So that's number one. That's your key factor. No matter how you do it, if you're bonnet cleaning, portable cleaning, truck mount cleaning, you got to believe in yourself. Second thing you want to do is you got to appearance. You want to be the most professional you can be. When you show up to Mrs. Jones's house, you need to be professional. Then the next thing you need to do is you're going to want to, vacuum your floors. Get all that dry dirt out. You want to, pre-spray. You want to use a biocide. Set yourself apart. Go in there and just like Roger said, you want to clean for health. Set yourself apart. The next thing you want to do when you're finally getting into truck mounts or portables, step it up. Get the highest performing one you can do. So even like our little 14 horse, I call it little, but a lot of guys use them all day long. It's got a 33 blower on it, and we turn it at full RPM. It runs 3,600 RPMs, and it's capable of pulling 17 inches of mercury. What does 17 inches of mercury do for you? That is your lift. That's what pulls the moisture out of the carpet. Your CFM is what drags it down the line. So yeah, it only has 181 CFM, but there's only so much CFM you can fit down a 2-inch hose anyways. But it's the leaks along the way is where you need the higher CFM so you're able to drag out long runs. So with that little unit, you can put it clear into a little minivan. And I don't know if you guys have actually seen my setup. We have a Nissan NV 200, and this 14 horse will sit right in the side door of it. You got a 200-foot hose reel out the back. You look 100% professional. Yeah, you might not have the biggest, the baddest thing, but you look professional. The other thing is the machine's all stainless. Wipe it down with some wax. Keep your truck tidy. Look professional. They don't want to see a rust bucket pull up to their house. They want you to be professional. That's why they hired you. They'd go get a rug doctor. The other thing, when you get into, so like our bigger machines, say we step into the Stealth series. The Stealth series, when you step into that, now we're talking 18 to 20 inches of mercury. So now we're talking dry times in less than 30 minutes. You're talking 240-degree water. And another key factor with our Stealth series is we put boiler heat exchangers on them. And what that does is when you boil water under pressure, it actually starts to create hydrogen. So in that process, you've changed your water, so it actually turns your water into a solvent also. So that's another way to help keep your carpets cleaner. And then you can go up to our Stealth Fighter. That's a true dual wand unit. You can have the machine, one guy's out here cleaning, the other guy lifts his wand. You have no clue that he even lifted his wand. You have 240 degrees of both guys. Both of them are cleaning anywhere from 16 to 20 inches of vacuum, depending on how long your hose runs are. Depends on how your hoses are leaking. But those are all key factors. Then we step up into the TriStar. That's my biggest machine that'll fit into a van. That's got a 68 blower. If anyone knows what a 68 blower is, that is a bulletproof blower. I've never, ever had one go bad. As long as you took care of it, changed the oil, it's bulletproof. And that machine you can run 3 wands off of. Could you imagine what you can do, how much time you can save if you pull up to a big commercial account and run 3 wands in and knock it out real fast? Then
Sammy, you're freezing up.
Uh-oh. Better?
Maybe you should go out and come right back in, because it's wait a minute. Say something now.
Are we freezing up still?
Yeah, there you go. That's better.
Okay. Yeah, I am on cell service, and we live out in the country, so a little part of it. But then when we go into like our big stealths that run the 4 to 6 wands, I got customers that go in and do the big uh, Holiday Inn Expresses. You know, they're 4 story tall, and they can do them in about 6 hours. You're making a little over $7,000 in 6 hours. That's pretty good money. So, you know, there's a bunch of key factors to look at and the different options to go with. And it all depends on where you want to be at, what you believe in, and how professional and how commercialized you want to go.
Totally agree with everything you're saying. But you know, a lot of times, Sammy, the guys never experience a true truck mount, so they don't understand. Like if you have a friend, if you know somebody in the area, just ask them, can you meet them on it? Don't ask them, can you ride along? Maybe they don't want you to. Just ask them, can you meet them on a job site? Tell them you'll work on a job for them for free. Tell them you'll be their helper. Get behind a truck mount wand. Feel the steam, feel the hose. If you touch the quick connects, how it'll burn your skin, how you won't be able to hold the hose, and you'll see true, hence the word steam cleaning. You are not steam cleaning with cold or warm water and a portable. You're not. You're not even, I'm going to hurt your feelings right now. You're not even doing hot water extraction. You're doing warm, cool water extraction. Just say you're doing extraction. But when you get behind a truck mount, whether it's one of Sammy's entry levels or one of the entry level trucks, when you feel the heat and the steam, and you see feel the stringer suction zooming up your hose, and you're watching the carpet in front of you turn 2 to 3 shades lighter. You'll reduce using so many spot removers and grease removers, because the thing about heat, a lot of times if you have true heat, it'll burn the greases right up, like all these candle wax removers that they sell now. I don't know. Maybe I'm doing it wrong for 30 years. But with my truck mount, like it'll melt it like that. If you had to ride over it for a minute, but it'll melt that wax, unless it's like just a glob of it. But like the average like little sticky, grimy marks that we have here on the East Coast, you know, we have asphalt streets and things like that. So we have a lot of tar streets, like people drag in on their feet, and right in the entryway of their doorway, it looks like it's just a black mat there, but it's not a mat. It's just from where they always walk in right there, and it's just dark. And so if you have, God help you, if you have cold or warm water, that's not going anywhere. That's not even going to budge. You're going to need some hot steam. And yeah, you might want to let little energy I'm sorry. I know Sammy sell chemicals too, but you want like a delimaline type of degreaser. Don't use the butyl degreaser. Let's stay like healthy. So you want to use a delimaline that, you know, you can try to break up. But the thing is, you really want that water hot. Like Sammy just said, you know, his hottest machine is like 240 degrees. Do you understand? That's way above boiling. Boiling is at 212. So if your water is at 240 at the wand, depending on how long your hose pull is, you're probably like still at like right around 220, 215. And that's good because you're using true steam now. That's going to make your job faster, but you'll see your customers, the little lady's eyes will light up like this when they see the true steam. They're like, I've had Stanley Steamer and Service Pro here, Service Star here, and they never had steam like that. And she's like, they'll just feel cleaner. They'll just feel cleaner. But the thing is, like Sammy just said, you want to use a good pre-spray. And guys, the last thing I want to just reiterate, and I'm going to let Sammy do is keep talking to you. you want to try to get out with someone, do a job for free. Tell somebody you'll go to work with them for free that day that has a truck mount. And hopefully they'll do it, they'll have some type of business etiquette where they're doing it right, where they'll pre-spray and they'll show you the right way to do it. Because a lot of guys are just going to have you pull hoses and turn the machine on and just go to work. And you want to put some pre-spray down. You want to try to, well, the first thing you want to do, like Sammy said, and I tell you this all the time, you want to make sure you dry vacuum. Get the dry soil up first, so when you start steaming it, you're not turning dry soil into mud. You'll turn it into mud. Now you just doubled your work. Now you got to go over it 2 or 3 times. Like, take 20 minutes and really dry vacuum that carpet, and then see how much easier it is to bring the truck mount in and steam it. And then if it's really, really like soil, like a lot of houses are now, because people have been home all year and the dogs and kids have been in the house just tearing them down. I mean, I go in these houses now, I can't believe these nice $500,000 $1 million homes, they're just destroyed inside. Yeah. And it's just unbelievable. And it's just whatever. But, so you might have to grab a CRB. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, a CRB used to be used as an agitating device or a dry cleaning unit. The host system, HOST, started with the CRB. I used to have a host machine that I didn't do dry carpet cleaning. I used to use the counter rotating brushes to agitate my pre-spray in and loosen up all the soils and bring them to the surface of the carpet, so then I just had an easier extraction. And you can do that now. And then you can charge an extra, I charge an extra $25 a room when I bring that big beast in to add on that agitation. And they'll pay, because all you have to do is take the trays off of the CRB and shit. Now you saw that we vacuum first, and this is what we still got out. All the shedded carpet, all the dog hair, all the dog dander. You can show your customer that, and when they see that, then they'll, feel like they didn't get ripped off by paying you an extra $25. Talk to us, Sammy.
Well, like you just said right there, a lot of that is, but you got to educate your customer. You got to tell them why you're doing this. The same thing. You don't want to buy a $50,000 unit and go in there and run dirt cheap on every job you do. You got to educate your customer. You got to tell them, this is why I have this equipment. This is what I'm providing for you. When you're able to kneel down right after you clean something, after they've seen the steam rolling and it's dry, that's a 100% wow that fast.
Yeah.
And they will talk about it. They'll say, I just had my carpets clean, and the second he walks out the door, I'm able to walk around. I didn't have to wait for nothing. Right. That's one thing that we've always specialized in. Mm-hmm. You got to set yourself apart. This day and age, with all the new people coming into the market, they're going to be lower than you are because you're seasoned. You've been here. Yeah, they're going to take some of your customers, maybe the ones you didn't want anyways.
Right.
But if you set yourself apart, educate your customer, they're always going to come back. They're always, Mrs. Jones always loves to call you. When I was 16 years old, my dad threw me a set of keys and said, here, boy, here's how you make your living. Yeah, I'd went out and cleaned carpets with him every now and then, did trade shows. He put me through all the classes of how to clean carpets and all that. Yeah, I was intimidated at first, but I learned. I went through, and I got to where I was not the cheapest person in Kansas City area. And I still to this day have multiple people call me and say, can you clean my carpets? Well, you're not going to get me out there. But we do have a truck that we go out and test chemicals and test new equipment and all that. And I send him. So, we have that relationship to where I'm able to go out in the field if I want to. I can see what's going on in today's market. I can see what we need to do, where we make adjustments. because times change. You always got to continue changing in this industry. You always want to step your game up. You always want to do something better. And as you do that, you're able to sell yourself. The one thing I've noticed, when I was probably 17 at this time, we got a call from the Kawasaki plant. They wanted us to come up and give them a bid on doing the job. Well, of course, I didn't bring my little truck. I brought my dad's big truck, the show truck. Well, we pull up in that, and I have a Stealth in the back. It's a 4.1 unit. That guy looked at us. He said, "It's yours. The job's yours." I said, "We didn't even do a demo for you." He goes, "By the size of the truck, by the looks of your equipment, the job's yours. You know what you're doing. I don't have to worry about it." So we came back with a crew of 4 guys. Well, actually, we had 8 guys. Went in there, knocked the whole place out. We were gone. He called us up, said that was the best job we've ever had done. But, you got to think about that. On the other hand, my dad has been doing it for so many years. If we didn't do the best job that it could be done around there, shame on us, because we should have. But it's one thing, it's all about, you got to show, you got a presentation, you got to put it out there. You got to toot your own horn, because a lot of people ain't going to do it for you. They may give you a little bit, but you got to show them. And I can't say it enough. Keep your equipment looking good. I see trucks pull in my shop every day that a little bit of spray wax goes a long way. And you would never believe by the outside of their truck that the inside of their truck looks that bad. So, just take care of your stuff. It's there. It makes you money. Don't hurt what makes you money. Feed the horse that is feeding you. The other thing that we'll get into is, like the heat exchangers. All of our heat exchangers are stainless steel. What that means for you, yes, they take a little bit longer to get hot. But the big thing about having stainless steel heat exchangers versus copper heat exchangers is the longevity. Copper is very porous. It conducts heat very, very well, but it does not like pressure. It only is going to last so long before that copper is going to pop. Where stainless is going to last 3 to 5 times longer than copper would. I mean, I guarantee them so much, we put a 10-year warranty on them. The same thing with our frames. They don't rust. You might get a surface rust if you're down by the ocean. It's very simple. Sand it off, it's gone. Spray on some wax, it ain't coming back. But if you do that with steel or a powder-coated frame, that rust will eat right underneath that powder coat, pop off. Now we have something, I got an eyesore. What are we going to do here? So, it's just the little things we've done to make things, I put the LED lights on. I just did it for show at a trade show. And boom, here it goes. Everyone's requesting them. I want the steam action light up on my machine. I want this. We went in and even do quite a bit of private labeling for bigger companies, so that, when they pull up, they open up the door, it says their name. When it's nighttime, their name's glowing out at them. It's all about presentation. That's how you continue on. People start familiarizing yourself, just like Stanley Steamer. They didn't get their name out there by not presenting it, by not showing it, by not keeping it, so they kept it up. Same thing. So that's what we're trying to do for everyone. And it makes it a little bit easier for things not to disappear. When I had Roto-Rooter, they bought a bunch of our inline filters. And we put their logo right on the side of it. He said, "I never have to worry about these walking away." You don't. They're bolted down in his truck, but it says Roto-Rooter on the side of it. So if it ever unbolted and just disappeared one day, guess what? You're going to find it. Eventually, it's going to pop up. It's not something you can just say, "Oh, I bought this." No, you didn't. We're not going to do it for someone it's not their name. A couple things, like the inline sprayer that I sent you. the same thing there. We had a customer called up. He said, I'm having problems with the lead hose going to my trigger. It's giving me the hose of death. So every time he pulled the trigger, when he started up a new job, it would squirt out black. Well, you don't want that. It's not a very good presentation. So what we did, we went in and put a stainless steel or a Teflon braided stainless steel hose. That way, you didn't ever have to worry about it. It's 100% chemical resistant. It's going to last. We put all quality products into our sprayers. I mean, you notice that every bit of it. It has the DEMA valve injector on it. They're not cheap. It's got an Italy trigger on it. It's got a nice long wand on it so that the chemicals are getting down into the carpet, not up into your lungs.
Right.
We went and thought through 100%, so you guys would not have any problems. The same thing with our filters. If you look at our F3 inline filter, it has 2 lines coming in the back of it. Most people put them side by side. Well, I went in. I worked on them for about a year to get the way everything worked correctly, the airflow, and I wanted something a little bit more. I always go a little bit extra. So if you look at the way we display on there, you have a top line and a bottom line for suction. So when you are sucking water, most of your water is going in the bottom line. Your top line then turns into a CFM line. When you change the velocity of 2 hoses, what happens? Things start to spin. So then we got a vortex inside there. What's that do? It's going to increase your suction. So your filter is going to actually help you versus hurt you. We made sure the basket that's inside of it had enough holes in the right size holes so that it would have full flow. We didn't want to restrict you back. So that's just some things that we always try to stay a little bit ahead. Yeah, we're not the cheapest. I'm not going to tell you we are, because every one of our components is the top brand you can buy. It's the best of the best. Everything we build, even like the Honda engineers told me the other day, he said, what size pipe did you build this header out of? I said, 40 gauge stainless. He goes, you do realize that only needs to be a 16th thick. I said, yeah, but I don't want the customer to call me 5 years down the road because his header burned out. He's like, I like the way you think. I've sat there with many of engineers and discussed many of things, and everything we do, we try to overbuild it so that you have the longevity, your reliability is there, your simplicity is there. We don't over-engineer it. We don't put BCMs, the power-up relays, and we do it as simple as possible. And the best thing is 90% of the customers that I talk to during the day, I can help through with any problem. It's very, very rare that there's not a problem that I can't solve over the phone. Now, there is some guys that, all right, you're not mechanically inclined. That's no big deal. We'll get you to somewhere that we can help you. There's plenty of mechanics out there, and a lot of people think, if I have a truck mount, I have to take it to Interlink or a carpet cleaning supply shop. That is not true at all. Your engine is, if it's a Kohler, if it's a Kawasaki, if it's a Kubota, you can take it to an industrial engine manufacturer or industrial repair shop, and they will repair that engine. Same thing with blowers.
Lawnmower.
Some lawnmower shops will do it also. Mm-hmm. And the same thing with pumps. A lot of high pressure, there's pressure washing industry is huge. Hotsy has been very great with us. We've worked hand in hand with them quite a bit. They'll come in, work on a lot of our equipment. They'll even install it. So, that's another key factor. And if you're worried about getting your equipment worked on and all those things, Hotsy's been a very key factor with us. Interlink's been great with us. We've always had these relationships because, my father built them relationships years ago, back when these guys were little, just like he was. So, it's a lot of good things.
I am talking to Sammy. I'm getting ready to do exactly what he was telling you. I think I'm going to wait and do it a steam action video all in one client's home where I'm showing you the steam. I'm going to show you the inline sprayer that I'm using now, and then I'm going to show you the one that Sammy sells. And just from the appearance of it, you're going to see the higher quality. And one thing I'm not sure Sammy mentioned to you, but he mentioned to me, the reason why that they recreated the inline sprayer the way he did was because people are using so many oxidizers and peroxides, and they're getting clogged up. So they're just throwing them away. They're saying they're not working. They're not working. But like Sammy just said, because the braided hose and all that he used is chemical resistant. You still want to chop that oxidizer up and those peroxides and really get them liquefied as much as possible. But when in his sprayer that he redesigned with the braided hose, and I mean it's like no inline sprayer I've ever used. And y'all know I've had the multi sprayer, I've had the Hydroforce sprayer, I had the Joe Brister, send me back the parts and I'll send you a new one sprayer. No, I don't want to. I want my inline sprayer to work when I want it to work the way it did when I first bought it. And I haven't even used Sammy's yet, but I think, like I said, I'm gonna wait till I get the inline the filter, because I have a one vacuum port right now on my waste tank. Sammy's going to send me the filter in the Y, so I can make it into two ports. And the reason why he just said it, I'm going to reiterate what Sammy just said. One is going to be for the water flow, and the other one is going to be for the CFMs. So what he just said was, I'm reiterating what Sammy just said, it's going to turn into a vortex. So that's going to make your filter a asset instead of a liability by it drawing. It's like stopping flow from coming through, because you want as much vacuum as you can. So by having two ports and then two ports in the back of the actual filter that Sammy sells, all stainless steel filter, well, guess what? You're going to go in and you're going to have more vacuum. And I know people love to think about pressure because you guys don't have heat. Once you get heat, you don't want to use so much pressure. You don't want to use a whole lot of water. You want to focus on vacuuming. Like Sammy also said, he said, when you can get on one knee and wave your hand across the carpet or have your customer do it, that speaks for itself. I can't believe my carpet's this dry. They're going to say the last time I had the last guy here, my carpet was wet for a day or two or more. So you're going to win so many more clients over, not even by saying nothing else. We know most of you guys aren't salesmen, but if you can just have them get down on one knee and rub their hand across the carpet, and they can really see the difference, and they saw the steam, like Sammy also said. They saw the steam, so they know that you would clean it. But the vacuum, the fact that you're putting their textile back in use right away, they don't have to wait till the next day to put the furniture back. They don't have to wait till the next morning to put all the knickknacks and everything back in the room, because they don't want to do that. They want, when you leave, they want to start putting their stuff back. And yeah, you can put the tabs and all under the furniture and all that, but just try to listen to what Sammy is saying. So getting in a nutshell, because we're getting down to the latter half of the hour, Sammy has, for all you new cleaners that are watching this now or going to watch it later, all you new people to the industry, Steam Action is the name of Sammy and his father's company. They're out of Kansas City. And we like Kansas because they did a bang up job in last night's football game, but that's a whole nother story. 26-17, but I didn't say. But listen, all right, seriously. Kansas City is where Sammy sails in his father's steam action. Steam action. If you can't do it right, they also do financing. I had to throw that in there. But if you guys can't do it now, start saving up. Get your PPE loan if you still got any money left, if you didn't get one or whatever. Write you a business plan. Make steam action somewhere in the middle where you're trying to put money up. You need a $15,000. He got one for $14.99 to get started. $15,000. That'll get you a decent entry level truck mount where when I say decent entry level, you see what he said, everything stainless steel. See, all these things, when you don't have to keep going back to the repair shop, driving in, waiting to get repairs, that's where you lose money. So if you have a dependable machine that already is built to last, keywords, built to last. Yes, you could buy somebody's used junk. There's a lot of them on YouTube and eBay and Amazon. Everybody, because nobody's working right now. First of all, they never marketed anyway. They didn't market correctly. So now with the pandemic, even if you're advertising on Facebook and all, you're not getting those calls like you once were. You're just not. Dr. Fauci just said this Thanksgiving, everybody's going to have to stay home. Everybody's going to have to stay home. So people aren't going to have all the family and all over that they normally do. People are scared right now. So what you have to do, you have to make sure that you invest in the top equipment. All you newbies, all you new cleaners in the industry that are watching this, you want to at least, before you invest in someone's $5,000 or $4,000 trash on eBay or Amazon because they're selling it to get out the business, and you never had nobody test it to see if it's leaking, if the heat exchanger works, if it could be so many things wrong with the used truck mount. It's guys in this group here. I'm not going to throw you under the bus, but I'm going to say this. You need to check these pieces of equipment before you purchase them, especially if you're like on the East Coast and you see a good deal in the middle of the Midwest or the West Coast, and you're going to fly all the way over there. You need to make sure before you give that person the money or whatever, you have someone over there like Interlink, or if you're in Kansas City or something like that, you stop by Sammy's place there. Have your piece of equipment checked out, because you can buy a $5,000 or $6,000 piece of trash, and then what? You're still out of work. Where you can try to get a loan for $15,000, $15,000 with Sammy's machine, and you can do residential and light commercial. You can start off right, get a feel of the heat. Be like, oh my God, I can't believe. First of all, when you do try a truck mount, I haven't even tried Sammy's, but just because of the way he's telling me it's made, I know that's firepower. And I know people that have bought steam action. So, but anyway, the point is, when you pull that wand back, and after that heat exchanger starts cooking and you're moving along, and you're just seeing the carpet come 2 and 3 shades lighter. And I know what you're saying. I'm going to let Sammy talk. Hey, Roger, I got a portable and my carpet comes 2, 3 shades lighter now. Yes, but what are you doing? Let's be honest. You're over soaking it with a whole lot of oxidizers and pre-sprays. See, that's another thing. You're not cleaning carpet to keep putting chemical in. You're cleaning carpet to take everything out. So when you're proud of yourself because you got a little monsoon, no heated, 2-stage, 200 PSI portable, and you and pre-sprayed the heck out of it, first of all, you over wet the carpet. If you're standing in one spot too long with the pre-spray, you over wet the carpet. So if you're not giving that same time to drying it up, well, you're not doing a good job. And now you got all this chemical mixed in with dirt and everything else that's in there. And that's not the goal. The goal is to take it out. Sammy, talk to us.
Well, a lot about what you're just talking about. The big thing is, with the smaller port or even any portable, you got to use the dry strokes. You need to do multiple ones. You got to dry the carpet. No matter what, if anybody takes anything from this tonight, remember to dry the carpet because the
Yes.
longer the carpet is wet, it is a breeding ground for bacteria.
Right.
So dry the carpet. Use a biocide. Use as hot as water as you can get without going crazy. I have heard of people cleaning at 270 degrees, which you can do, but you just have to be a professional about it and do it the proper way. The other thing, look at where your market is. Get the equipment for your market. If you are only doing, a couple houses a day, the 14 horse or the 22 horse, or I mean the 27 horse, they're great for what you do. There's no reason to go above that. But if you're really banging them out and you're running two guys on a truck or three guys on a truck, excuse me, then step up your game. Show your customers, hey, I'm spending money to show you guys that I'm the professionals I can get. Show that you're worth something. It's a people love the show and tell. Show your customers your equipment. Be proud of what you do. That's the biggest thing I can tell anyone. Be proud. You have to be proud of what you do, and you got to do your job to the limit. And that's one thing I've always stood by. When a machine leaves my shop, it is built to the best we can build it. And the only thing that's going to make it better is the next year when I had a customer call me throughout that year because I only change once every year, and if they say, hey, this would be a little bit better, I'll think about it. I think about, hey, how can I make it better without making it more complex? Because when you start making things more complex, guess what? More things to break, more downtime, and downtime is less money for you. It costs you money in the long run. Yeah, you have a warranty for so long, but your warranties are eventually going to run out. The
Right.
other thing that you need to look at is heat. You got to have heat. 180 degrees is great, but 212 degrees is better, and 240 degrees is the best you can
Woo!
do.
You cooking.
The other thing you got to look at is when you're running these higher temperatures, take precautions. Don't be cheap with your high pressure hose. Year and a half comes up, get rid of it or move it to the second hose and replace with a new lead hose. That way you don't have to worry about anyone getting burnt, any problems happening inside your house. Take care of your equipment. Take care of it the best you can.
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many things that, you know, the ability to even get out there and do a job, hands down, that's the best. As long as you're trying, you're providing for your family, do it. Set goals. I have a lot of guys that call me and say, hey, I've always wanted steam action, and guess what? Today's the day I'm getting it. I helped two guys this year. One guy, he called me out of the blue. I ended up seeing his ad, and we got talking about a little Nike GX390 he had. And he
Mhm.
called me, I want a 27. That's what I really want.
Mhm.
We probably talked back and forth about 6 months. Finally, he said, guess what? Today's the day. We're going to do it. I said, come on, don't pull my chain. You've been doing it for a while. He said, nope, today's the day I'm doing it. And he bought it. And he said that was the best decision he ever made. He goes back to his, to redo customers now that he did 6 months ago or a year ago. And they say, I don't know what you did different, but it's a whole lot cleaner. The carpets are a whole lot drier and they're staying cleaner longer. And it all has to boil back to he's actually drying the carpet. He's using 212-degree water. He's using chemicals that are, there to clean and not leave a residue behind. Everything you guys do reflects the whole industry. And a
Thank
lot of
you.
people don't understand. You are an impact in the industry. Do you want
Right.
everybody going out and renting rug doctors? Because I don't.
Right.
That'd put us all out of business.
And not don't mention this new smartwatch garbage that they sell at the oh my god, my wife bust out laughing. We walked by the Target vacuum cleaner section, and it was these people, look, it washes the rug too. So I walked by and I knocked it down. My wife said, "You going to jail?" But no, you're right though. You're right.
And the other, I've seen a lot of customers, they'll talk to you about how, well, I'm going to go out and spend, $200 and buy one of them Hoovers. I can do my carpets all the time. Well, they do it. It's funny. They'll go out and get it, and then they'll call you. I screwed up. What do I got to do to fix this? How fast can you get over here?
Right.
I got suds coming from every which direction. And it's a thing that's a carpet cleaner's nightmare. I cleaned my babysitter's house, and I was cleaning the couch, and I said, "You use Resolve on this, don't you?" She said, "How did you know?" I said, "You don't see the suds?" And so I told her, I said, "Go get the bottle of Resolve. I'll give you some spotter."
Right.
I said, "Use this. Don't ever use Resolve again." And she said, "What are you going to do with Resolve?" I said, "Where's your nearest trash can?"
Trash can, right? So true.
So
I love it when I pull up at a customer's house and I see the rug doctor in the corner, and I'm like, "What, you tried to clean?" They're like, "Yeah, I was cleaning it for like 10 minutes and I wasn't getting any results. I just said, I got your thing in the mail. I said I would just call you and I would just let you do it." And that's what happens over and over and over again.
that's the best way. You guys got to advertise. You got to get yourself out there. You got to be known. Once you get known and the word of mouth takes off, it helps everybody. And especially when you get into the doctors, the lawyers, when you get into with the wealthy people, they really spread the word very thoroughly between each other.
Right.
Yep,
So,
right there.
That's one. Boy, I swear, Sammy, if I had known you in another life, man, I'd have swear we hung out, because just talking to you, you know how it was when we first met, when we first started talking. I didn't expect to talk to you that long, because a lot of guys, they either want to sell their stuff. So, I'm not going to throw no names out there, but I deal with a lot of the manufacturers. Oh, my products are this and that. Like, yeah, your products are okay. You know what I mean? I have a lot of the different manufacturers' products, but what's behind them, that truck mount, that heat, that pressure, and the vacuum. You definitely you understand what Sammy is saying. Heat and vacuum, and you want some pressure to push it through. But your water flow, your heat has to be able to sustain your water flow. You can't have a little bit of burner propane or whatever, and then you have like 700 psi going through it, and you see this little flame trying to keep up with all the wood. It's not, no. You had, like he just said, you need a heat exchanger or a boiler. When you squeeze that trigger at 700 psi, and it sounds like a boiler going, like, yeah. See, this is what I mean, guys. If you never used a truck mount before, please just try. If you're in Pennsylvania, hey, if you want to come down here, buy me lunch. I'll let you work for me all day. I'll give my employee the day off and let you work. And one thing is for sure, and two things are certain. You will walk away with like, wow, I gotta call Sammy, or I gotta give me a truck mount, because I'm gonna have you now. Sammy, I just said, because it's coming down to a few minutes. Sammy's company does do financing. I saw on an ad, Sammy has the entry level truck mount for about $15,000, and payments as low as $232 a month. Now I know what you guys are saying. Oh man, that's $200 a month. Listen to what I'm saying to you. First of all, you can get in and buy my marketing, so you can make sure you put these out. So let's see, if a customer gets 4 rooms in the hall done, that's going to just about pay for your truck mount, that one job. That one job that you got to pay every month, 200, I think it was like $232, but now you have a truck mount. So you're going to be able to do 2 and 3 jobs a day. You're going to feel more confident. And then with Sammy's steam action parts and the way they put it together, it's going to be dependable. I can't lie to you as an industry advisor. Some of these machines that I see y'all buy, I just smile at you and I say good luck, because I can look at the parts. I see the little plastic hoses. I see the little like rubber things that are holding things together inside. And I'm just like, man, they just don't know. This is going to burst on you. And then all of a sudden you're going to be running your portable and all this water is going to be leaking out the bottom and it's not coming through. You're going to be squeezing the trigger on your wand and you're going to be like, what's going on? What's happening? So you want to listen to what Sammy is saying, because the parts matter. When you think about, oh, that's too expensive, think about the longevity. Think about going to the average mechanic today charges $77 to $100 per hour. And then the first hour, they're normally just diagnosing. I was at I can't say their name. I was at one company, and the guy was eating a sandwich in his hand, and he had the little tester light going in, and he was like, that's working. I'm like, dude, I'm paying you $77 an hour. Put the sandwich down. I'm freaking out. Now, y'all might have heard I'm not allowed back in there anymore because I wanted the guy to stop eating. I'm paying him $77 an hour. And, the first hour I was paying for his lunch. So you want to try to deal with a company that stands behind their products. You want to stand behind a company. There's so many guys right in this group that have bought steam action units. Now, you heard from the man himself. Now, what you need to do is your own research and put a post up right in this group and say, hey, I'm thinking about getting a steam action truck mount. Has anyone bought one? Can anyone private message me? Hey, listen, I know I'm helping Sammy out because I believe in Sammy's product. So I believe that these people will tell you that it was a good purchase. It was a good deal. And then you call Sammy up and try to run your credit, or if you can get a loan for $15,000, go to your mother, go to your long lost aunt. See if somebody will loan you. $15,000 is not a whole lot of money when you're working and you're making it. You can be making it easy at least $6,000 a month with the one truck operation. Easy. So if say your regular household bills are about, $2,500 a month. You're making $6,000 a month. Maybe you want to try to pay for this a little bit earlier. So you have a little extra money to try to pay it off earlier. And then it's all income from there. Because these machines, my truck mount isn't even a steam action, but it lasts. This is my 3rd truck that my machine has been in. These machines normally don't die if you buy quality, or if you go to a machine shop and a guy like my guy did, he re-engineered my Dominator, and now I have all good parts in it. And but you don't have to do that. I'm introducing you to Sammy Sales right here in Kansas City, Missouri. He's here. He's in this group, and he's the resident truck mount company. I'm not going to have everybody in here selling their truck mounts. Sammy, if you see a private message, hey, Roger, you got such and such in here, they're out of here. Some of them slide in and slide by me. But see, I don't know them. And it's my job as the admin of this group to make sure that you're not getting taken for a ride. See, I use Sammy's products. I'm very impressed by this. I just held the sprayer up. I didn't even use it yet. I just like, wow. But I have my other one right there. And I was looking at how this was made. And I was looking at how the other one was made. And now I'm ready to just put the other one to the wayside. And it's like, you guys, you want to think about quality. And hopefully the new people, because I know you veteran carpet cleaners, you can't tell y'all nothing. But for the new guys and the new people coming in the industry, please, before you make a purchase of either a used truck mount or somebody's trash, give Sammy Sales either a shout out in private message or call Steam Action out of Kansas City, Missouri. Okay, Sammy, take us home. What you want to tell us?
Well, the last thing I'll leave you with is if anybody would like to come out to the factory, I'll be more than happy to take you through the whole plant. I'll show you the machines clear from the chemical plant into the where they build the truck mounts, clear back to the test site where every one of them is ran. It's very easy to get a hold of me. It's 1-800-TRUCK-MT. I'll help anyone out. You have any questions, feel free to call me. We'll be right there. You know, we're at almost every trade show. We'll be out at what is it? This next one's in South Carolina. We'll be out there in April. Come out, play with the machines, demo them, see what you'd think. I'll turn them up. I ain't afraid to run them. I run them, when we test them, they are tested. We fully test them. So I'm not afraid to crank them up and give them what they're supposed to be able to do. We have customers all around the United States and all around the world that run these machines the way they're designed to run. So don't be afraid of that 18 to 20 inches of mercury. Everything is built that way. It's all certified by the engineers of the people who make the engine, make the blower, make the pump. Everything has been certified, so there's no need to worry. And we're right there to help you. We'll back you up. My vendors are very, very good to me. I don't have any problems. If you have a big problem, say an engine blew up or something like that, as long as you change the oil, most likely we can push it through getting warranted. So, take care of your equipment, be proud of what you do, and do the best you can do. So, it's about the best I can tell each and every one of you.
Everyone, Sammy Sales. A's stand for applause. And Sammy deserves a whole lot of A's tonight, ladies and gentlemen. But because he gave you a ton to think about. He gave you a ton to think about. Now I got a piece of salmon and some vegetables waiting for me in the other room. So I'm getting ready to have my dinner. Sammy, thank you for everything, my friend. I will contact you tomorrow. And everyone, thank you for watching this episode of the Carpet Cleaning World Revolution show with Steam Action's Sammy Sales, everyone. Thank you, Sammy.
Thank you,
care,
Roger.
buddy.
Thanks for having me. Have a good night.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye now.
All right. Good. Okay.